As we already told before, we are representing a project, the Euromaidan Journalist Collective, and we will tell you a couple of news that we saw and heard and recorded today. And we will start from the one of most unexpected thing that could happen to us, and maybe you, Julian, can tell me a little bit more.
As part of our project here in Kyiv, we are collecting interviews for a comprehensive documentary, and we're visiting some sites around the city, and we this morning walked out of the St. Michael's Golden Domed Monastery to see a crowd forming around none other than Senator John McCain of Arizona, and we walked over to him and started walking along with him. He was walking from the monastery to the Interior Ministry building. We walked ahead and he sort of looked at us and said, "Hello, how are you?" And we answered, we are well. And he offered to answer a question. So we asked how Mr. McCain feels that the Ukrainian diaspora and Ukrainians in the United States can help contribute to the Maidan, the very thing he came to Ukraine to help support, help learn about, and he said the best way that people in the United States can support Ukraine at this moment is not only to come and participate in the Maidan as Americans, as Ukrainians, but also to write representatives, write the government, etc. So Mr. McCain's words are, I feel, very powerful, and everybody who's out there should take heed of what Mr. McCain said. Later, Mr. McCain, after his meeting in the Interior Ministry building, came outside and once again answered a couple of questions, especially that the United States is very concerned with everything that's been going on in Ukraine, and that he is looking forward, and this meeting happened earlier today, meeting with opposition leaders, namely Vitaly Klitschko, Arseniy Yatsenyuk, and Oleg Tekhnebok.
Okay, and later on we went with our trip all the way here around the Maidan, and as you probably know, here was another very big protest taking part next door, and it was, as we call it, anti-Maidan. That was the protest that for our president and for our main party. And we were there at 7 p.m. and there were many buses, many police, and we actually couldn't get in, but as we were pressed, we were allowed to get in. And the thing we saw was nothing. We just saw empty toilets, and people were packing the stage and all the metal constructions. So we didn't see any protesters, but then we saw actually something really incredible. The whole people who were the army guys who were protecting this, probably protecting this meeting, this protest. They were building up the columns and they were singing Ukrainian national anthem with the orchestra, a very beautiful one, on the empty square. And then they walked back home like, okay, you did your job great, and now you have some free time. Yeah, it was something that we didn't expect to see there for sure. Yeah, and what else? And there's what about news? We want to say thank you everyone who is coming together on the Euromaidans all around the world. And I know that Tuesday will be the